Hi there. I wanted to show you how I pack when I go to Peru, and I wanted to give you some tips on packing for your Machu Picchu trip. And this method is to try to help you not have too much stuff to take with you, because when you go to Machu Picchu, you'll be getting on and off planes and trains and a bus, and it's not a time to bring a lot of stuff with you if you can avoid that. So I want to show you my method that is geared toward having a carry-on suitcase and a backpack and a purse and carrying your essentials with you and not having too much. Okay, so here's what I do. What I do is I pack a carry-on size suitcase. This is from Eddie Bauer, and it's actually smaller than it needs to be. And I would really like one that is just slightly bigger than this, because this is actually small even for a carry-on, but a carry-on size suitcase. I saw that the company Quince, I don't know, they have nice ones too. But anyway, this works. So a carry-on size suitcase and a backpack. It doesn't have to be this one. It can be any backpack that you have. And I have noticed this backpack is actually pretty large for a carry-on, but it fits under the seat, and no one has questioned me on the size of it. It's just important that it be the correct size to fit under the seat in front of you in the plane. This one's by Mystery Ranch, and it's 32 liters. I think 32 liters is probably the biggest you want to go, but just make sure that you can fit it under the seat in front of you on the plane. That's the requirement, because your suitcase is going to go in the overhead bin. And something that I do is I carry a purse that's big enough, or a bag that is big enough to carry a bottle of water. It can carry my wallet, my passport, and a few other things, but it's not so bulky and weighing me down. And then my plan is that, okay, I have my carry-on suitcase. That's going in the overhead bin in the plane. I have my backpack. That's my other carry-on item. You're allowed to have a backpack or a bag and your suitcase. So when I am about to board the plane, I put this inside of the backpack. So then I am in compliance with everything carried on, because I have the suitcase and I have the backpack. And so when I'm walking onto the plane, as far as they can tell, I just have a backpack, and that's fine. That's nothing wrong with that. And then when I get on the plane, I put this under the seat in front of me, and I take this out for whatever I need, and then I can just carry it off of the plane if I want, or I can put it back in the backpack when the flight lands and I'm leaving the plane. Either way, but in this way you can carry what you need, and you can bring it all as a carry-on. A few key things that you will need when you go in, or that I recommend for Machu Picchu. The number one accessory that I recommend taking with you is a denim jacket. The reason is that a denim jacket, a jean jacket, is the perfect weight it can keep you warm when it gets a little bit cooler in the evenings, when it's cooler in the morning, and then during the day, it can protect you from the sun. So I recommend a lighter colored one, and it's a very convenient and appropriate weight for Peru. I recommend taking some kind of denim jacket, and I recommend that you make it blue and not black. And the reason is that the sun can be very strong on this trip, and if you wear a black one, it's just going to absorb the sun and make you hot. So I recommend a blue one, and I think that you will be glad that you have it, because it's really good for a bunch of different scenarios. And if you feel hot, sometimes you can, roll up your sleeves but you still kind of have a layer giving you a little bit of warmth and protecting your arms a little bit from the sun, which is something I'm big on. And of course, if you get too hot, you don't have to wear it, but I just think it's a really good tool. It's a really good thing to have with you. And the other number one thing, I guess they both can't be number one. The other important thing I recommend is a hat. As I said, the sun is very strong. It probably in the season that you'll be going to Machu Picchu in June, July, August. A lot of times during the day, I notice the sun is really strong, and a hat for me is essential. So I brought this hat with me, but you will also have the chance to buy a hat there if you want to. Many of the places where you'll go in Ollantaytambo, in the Sacred Valley, in Aguas Calientes, they will have hats for sale. It just depends on if you feel like you can depend on finding one that fits you correctly. For some reason, my head's kind of weird and it's hard to find the right size. So I brought one with me. I did look at the hats there, but just didn't find one that find one that felt right. But I would recommend a hat. And I also bring as a backup a baseball cap, and maybe that's something you could do. If you think you want to buy a broader brimmed hat like this on your trip, but you're not 100% sure if you'll find one you like, you could always bring a baseball cap with you, and it's small, and this can go in your backpack, and that way you'll have a hat with you. And another thing that's important is to bring sunglasses for the sun, like I said, and sunblock. Let me tell you a little bit about the weather there. So the peak season for Machu Picchu, June, July, August, it's not, here in the United States, that's our summertime, but that is not summertime there. That's actually the cooler time of year. But, and I will tell you what I recommend for that. So what I recommend is dressing in layers, and you can adapt it, of course, to your own style. My style tends to be more like jeans, t-shirts, sweatshirts, jean jacket. But the principle is the same. The principle is about layers. So when I'm packing my things and I'm planning what to wear on the plane, I like to wear my sweatshirt on the plane, because then it's not taking up space in my bag. It's good to have t-shirts. It's good to have at least one sweatshirt, the jean jacket, and I would recommend having an insulated jacket like this, because there are times at night when it's in the 30s. So that is quite chilly. And just the jean jacket by itself might not be enough. There were several times when we were walking around at night in Cusco, and I did wear this because it was cold enough for that. So what I like about this style of insulated jacket is that you can pack it up very small. And it doesn't have to be, there are insulated jackets for all different price points, from low to high. This is a low-end one. It's just important that it gives you some warmth. Ideally, it would be nice if it fits over your jean jacket in case you really need to be warmer. And it's nice if it can squish down small, because we're going to put this into the backpack. So those are the essential items, and now I'll show you how we would put them together. The jacket, like I said, I would, if I'm packing to go on the trip, I would put this in the bottom of the backpack. Okay, so that's step one. For your clothes, what I like to do is I wear to the airport a pair of boots, but I don't know if you can see these. Okay. I will wear to the airport my heaviest pair of shoes. The pair of shoes that They should be comfortable. Your shoes should be comfortable. They should be broken in. I don't recommend buying new shoes to break in on the trip. Not a good idea. Wear some shoes that are comfortable. When you go to Machu Picchu, you don't really need hiking boots. That's not really necessary, unless you're going on one of the circuits that you really are going to be hiking. That might be different, but for Circuit 2, which is the most general ticket that I recommended, and that's in my other video, but for just a general purpose visit to Machu Picchu where you are walking up some steps, you're looking around, you're looking down at the citadel, you're going in and touring around the site, you're not really going to be hiking. Something I found is that I think just a comfortable pair of tennis shoes would be fine. Or if you have a pair of boots that's broken in and comfortable for you, that would be fine too. And that would probably be my choice. So when I went, I wore a pair of brown leather boots similar to these that were well worn and comfortable, because you'll be doing a lot of walking. You'll be doing a lot of walking and walking in the city, walking on cobblestones, walking on grass. So something comfortable that you can walk in is what I would recommend, and not a fancy new pair of hiking boots. Okay, step 1. I would wear your boots or your biggest pair of shoes to the airport. And also to the airport, wear your sweatshirt layer. And keep in mind that on your trip to Machu Picchu, you'll have the chance to buy a lot of really pretty sweaters if you're interested in that. So if you are interested in that, you might want to keep that in mind when packing, and don't pack too many of, sweatshirt type layers, because you might find things there that you like and you want some room in your suitcase for them. So we're not packing this. And the same thing goes for gloves. I probably wouldn't bring these because there are a lot of nice gloves that are knitted that you can get there. Okay, so as I said, we're wearing the boots, and then I would recommend bringing one pair of tennis shoes. Something that is kind of low profile, not too bulky, hopefully, and can fit in your suitcase, and something that you can walk in that is comfortable. So I would recommend that. And if you want to, I don't think sandals are really a must for Machu Picchu, to be honest with you, but if you want to bring them maybe to wear in the hotel, or that's pretty much the only thing I can think of right now, you can bring them. Try to find ones that are a bit small. So what we're going to do here is put both pairs of shoes in here, and then I look at pants. So the pants that you are wearing to the airport is pair number 1, and I would probably recommend bringing 3 other pairs of pants with you. And I greatly recommend packing cubes. Makes your life easier and keeps things a little bit more organized. So, okay, we've got pants, we've got shoes, and usually I would put toiletries. Pack your toiletries and makeup, and use the airline size bottles. That helps. And I don't recommend bringing a hairdryer because the hotels have them. So something that you can do if you're concerned when you book your hotel, check on their website, or even send them a message and ask them if they have a hairdryer in the room, and 99% of the time they will. So I don't bring a hairdryer. I think it's, something extra, and I don't recommend dealing with that. Okay, and then socks, underwear. It's kind of like playing Tetris. So then I would recommend, you know, a couple sets of sleepwear, and try to keep in mind that Aguas Calientes does have laundry services around. Some hotels have that, and then there are several laundry services in, or at least one, I'm sorry, maybe not several. There's at least one place to get laundry done in Aguas Calientes. So it's not necessary to overpack. If you need to, you can do laundry on the trip, and I think that's a good philosophy to go with rather than trying to bring something for every scenario. I would probably bring maybe about 6 t-shirts and at least 1 or 2 a little bit nicer shirts to wear to dinner. I think I have 3 here, long sleeve shirts that are acceptable for dinner. I don't think wearing something fancy and elaborate is really necessary, but if you want something a little bit more upscale for some reason, you could. Those things don't tend to take up a lot of space. Maybe like a nicer sweater or a nicer top, and I think that would fit. Well. So, okay. This is not in packing cubes, just for the purpose of showing you. Sometimes I don't use packing cubes for the shirts, just because this suitcase has this feature, and sometimes that's good enough. So you can see this is kind of minimal, but you will have what you need, and it's designed to help you be light and move on and off of planes and trains without having to carry a lot of things, but still have what you need and still be comfortable. That's the goal. I wanted to show you something cool that I found that was convenient for me on the trip, and it is a little clip like this to hold your hat, and definitely not a must, but just kind of fun to have. So it clips onto your bag, and then you can clip it onto your hat. It's not always the easiest to get your hat in there, I'll be honest. Okay, and then when you're walking around and you don't feel like wearing your hat, you can take it off and carry it with you and not have to hold it in your hands. That was kind of cool. And I like a crossbody bag because then I'm keeping all my things, you know, close, and I'm not losing sight of it like if I were carrying a backpack. Oops, sorry. It just feels a little bit more secure to me. So it's up to you, but it's something I like to do, and I just like the feel of a crossbody bag for whatever reason. I don't think I packed socks, but the socks would go in this side. Your charging cables, those should go in your backpack, not in the suitcase, because you want to be able to get to them quickly when you're on the plane. Usually I put the bulk of them in my backpack, and then I'll take one just for my phone, and I will carry that always in my purse. And that works for me. So if I'm walking around the airport, I have my backpack on, I have my suitcase next to me, I have my purse. I can charge my phone without going into my backpack and getting something. It's just a little bit more convenient. This is a cool passport hold. Well, I'm using it to hold my passport. I got this on the trip, and there are lots of opportunities to get pretty bags like this, just to let you know what you might see on the trip. There are a lot of very beautiful textiles and crafts and bags and sweaters, scarves, all kinds of things that you will see there. Very, very beautiful. So just to give you a heads up about that. But my passport, of course, would go in my purse. I think it's a great idea to bring a portable charger It could be one of these that go directly on your phone, and that's pretty convenient. Or it could be one of the ones that charge your phone with a cable. I think this is a great thing to bring with you to Machu Picchu, because that way you know if you're walking around all day, you're taking many pictures with your phone, bring one of these and you can charge your phone if you need to. Because to run out of batteries there after all the effort to get there, I don't think that would be very much fun. So I recommend bringing one of these and keeping it with you in your purse. And the other thing that I 100% recommend, and I don't see that many people talk about it, are mosquito repellent wipes. And I like this because it's flat, it's small, you can keep it in your bag with you. And for some reason on Machu Picchu there are a lot of mosquitoes. And so if you use this on your hands, anything that's exposed, I wouldn't really put it on my face, but you know what I mean, your hands, that will protect you from the mosquitoes. So I recommend that. And I like this because it's not a bottle of liquid that I have to deal with getting on and off the plane. And then some kind of sunscreen I recommend in a travel size container. I think I've had the airlines object to this size before when it was full. So I would probably put this into a little container and take it that way. But sunscreen is a good idea. And if you wear glasses, I think it's cool to bring an extra pair, because similar to your phone running out of battery on Machu Picchu, you don't want, I always imagine some kind of scenario where something happens to my glasses and then I'm walking around and I can't see very well and I'm not enjoying myself. So I like to bring an extra pair of glasses in my backpack just in case. And then sunglasses are a really good idea, because like I said, the sun will be bright during the day most likely, so sunglasses are a good thing. And I put these in the backpack. This is just a little, I usually take a little bit of jewelry with me, like this necklace I wear a lot, and which is backwards for right now. Or like if there are a couple pairs of earrings that you like or anything like that, I just bring a little jewelry bag and I put that in the backpack as well. I would probably put the baseball cap in the suitcase, and I would carry the hat with me. So it's a little bit annoying if you're carrying that hat with you all the time, but I would do it anyway. Okay, so charging cables we will put in the backpack. Something like this. So something to know is that the outlets, or my experience has been that the outlets in Peru work just fine with our plugs like this, because the outlets have a different voltage, but they have 2 prongs. So this will work fine and plug directly into the outlet in the hotel. But if you want to take one of these, I can't remember, adapter, you can. I haven't found it very necessary, so if I'm pressed for space, I usually don't bring one. But if you want to, you can. And this one has a couple USB-C ports, so it's not bad to have. And then my headphones, that would go in my purse as well. This should have been in my toiletries, but I didn't put it there. So I will put it in there. In reality, I would probably have more in the suitcase because socks kind of take up space, but I just wanted to show you and you get the idea. Okay, so even though we didn't bring too much stuff, I don't have a whole lot of extra room for souvenirs and everything, but I do have room in my backpack. It's important when you're packing the backpack, leave space for your purse to go into it before you go on the plane. Don't forget that part, because they won't let you walk on the plane with 3 different items. You need to consolidate it into your backpack. So Usually that's a bit harder. Okay, so let's pretend that I'm going to the airport now. This is what I walk out of my house with. Okay, so we have what we need. We have our backpack, we have our jacket for the cold, we have protection from the sun, identification, charging cables, your tickets. I haven't mentioned that, but your tickets to Machu Picchu. I printed my tickets and I put them in my backpack, and any other paperwork like that, I can't think of anything else you would need, but if you need to print anything important, put it in your backpack and have it with you. And the tickets to Machu Picchu, I don't think it's essential to print them. You can have them on your phone, but I wanted to print them because I don't want to always 100% trust them just being on my phone. Basically, it was Machu Picchu or bust. I want my tickets with me. So anyway, and this is approximately the size. So with this collection of things, I can get on a train and go from the Sacred Valley to Aguas Calientes without any problems. This size suitcase fits on the train. It fits under the little table when you get on your train. You go from Ollantaytambo to Aguas Calientes, and then from Aguas Calientes back to Ollantaytambo. This will come on the train. This can fit on the train with you, but if you bring a bigger suitcase, you're probably going to have problems because the train really restricts the size of the luggage you can bring. So this works fine because it comes and it goes with you in front of your feet on the train. And this is also the correct size for LATAM Airlines. This will work fine for, and this is also the correct size to bring on planes as carry-on and put in the overhead bin. So this is everything. I hope this was helpful to you. I hope that you got a few ideas. And even if you don't prefer to pack in a minimal way like this, maybe some of what I shared could help you anyway with your own style and what you like to pack. So I'm hoping that you have a beautiful trip to Machu Picchu, and I hope that I was helpful, and thanks for stopping by.